Hey everybody, and welcome to a brand new installment of Nintendo News Report for Friday, January 22nd, 2016. I'm your host, Alexander Coluffy. Today, joined by a four-man crew, starting with one Donald Terrio.
If you're looking for...
Oh, he did the YouTube thing. There was a video running, wasn't there? There's a video. Okay.
Sorry.
Happens to the best of us. Is it all good now? This is me
Yeah.
filling air, by the way.
Yeah, it's good, and if you're looking for a Royal Rumble spoiler, he beats the big guy with a sledgehammer and a pedigree.
Okay.
I'm going to point out that the embed on the site goes to last week's show, because I was just going to it so I could look at the chat and was like,
Donald. Okay, all right. Anyways, the other voice you just heard, who's not Donald, hopefully correcting the hyperlink right now, is one Neil Ronahan, director of NintendoWorldReport.com. Hello. I have questions for you later on because there's a lot of Amiibo talk, and I'm very interested in how the Amiibo hunt is either completely faded or continued.
That'll be a fun talk.
It will be. Our fourth chair, is almost a surprise, is Mr. Zach Miller. Hello.
Hello. I'm so glad I know nothing about computers.
That's good. None of us really do.
It's a miracle I can use this webcam.
Yeah, we started the show a little late this week because technical difficulties as per usual, but at least the stream functions well enough this week. So as long as everyone can hear us and the stream doesn't drop for 15 minutes at a time, I think we're going to be A-okay. Cool. So, this week's top story broke, quote-unquote broke, a couple hours ago. Doesn't even count as a story, kind of a rumor. But popular Nintendo commentator / news reporter / person, Emily Rogers, basically said on Twitter that a new Paper Mario game is in development. It's almost at the end of development. It's in its localization testing stages, which at least makes it sound like it's well on its way. Potentially slated for this year. And she heard this from multiple sources. Did she say?
I mean, I have talked to some of these sources, or at least talked to people who have talked to the sources. But hearing about this, it seems like, as far as we know, with this, Intelligent Systems is making a new Paper Mario game for Wii U. No idea if it's an RPG or like a weird Sticker Star Super Paper Mario thing. It's slated for this year. It is currently unannounced. It is being. There is at least a build that is being localized and/or tested. I don't know if that necessarily means it's done and being ready to be put out there, but it's far enough along that Intelligent Systems is like, hey, here's a build, guys, get started.
Right.
Well, they should release it as soon as they can if they want that to sell Wii U's. Come on.
I think that
guys.
this Paper Mario game would. I think it would be like a September-October release if it's coming out this year. And I know that when Donald and I were talking about it earlier, he made the comment that could this be like a Super Paper Mario situation? For those who don't remember, that was originally a GameCube game, and then I think it was supposed to come out the year that the Wii came out, and then got pushed to a spring release the year after the Wii came out, and then was a Wii game. So I think this will be a Wii U game. I don't think it'll get pushed to NX. I think that Zelda gets pushed to NX before this game would. But,
yes.
I mean, cool. Paper Mario. I hope it's in the same vein as Thousand Year Door. And I saw some chatter online that apparently there's some quotes from people that worked on Sticker Star that weren't happy with the way that game turned out, the way that kind of happened. So that kind of bodes well for people like myself who are rooting for a return to the RPG roots of Thousand Year Door and 64.
Yes.
Yeah. That Sticker Star infamously got T-tabled by Miyamoto to remove a lot of the story elements and basically turn it into an adventure game. So if they're queuing away from action or adventure and going back to RPG, that can only be a good thing. I'm personally glad we know about this because it answers a lot of questions that I've had about what's going to come in the second half of the year between basically Megami Tensei Crossfire Emblem and Zelda.
And Pikmin. Don't forget Pikmin. I always forget Pikmin 4. That's a thing that's apparently going to happen.
Yeah, but if there's any game that's going to get either cross-gen or kicked to the next console, that's it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I could. There's a world where I could see Pikmin 4 winds up being like NX launch or close to, or launch window. So that means it could come out anytime in the next 4 years.
If there's any franchise that can capture the power of the Wii U, the HD graphics and all, it's Paper fucking Mario.
You kid? But the one thing that wasn't disappointing about that shitty 3DS game were the graphics. That game looked hot. The music was great. Too bad everything else about that game. Like I think Sticker Star was the most disappointed I've been in a game since, I don't know, Academy of Champions on the Wii.
Oh wow. And you were disappointed in that game?
Oh, I was disappointed. I think I was more disappointed in Sticker Star for the 4 people who listened to Newscast back in that time.
Yeah.
Me about Academy of Champions, as I was sending that off as this is going to be my favorite game ever, and it was terrible.
Pele couldn't save it.
No, not for the children, man.
So, a couple things to note here. One, I think Sticker Star is disappointing not only because it's an extremely flawed game, but also because the first thing we ever saw of Paper Mario Sticker Star was some of the most amazing, promising concept art of any game ever, that basically promised an RPG on the level of Thousand Year Door, with a Chain Chomp partner,
Yep.
old-ass gameplay, and none of that came to fruition because Miyamoto thought it was silly. And then the other thing...
because that Sticker Star showed up at the 3DS reveal.
Yes.
And I remember at that E3, we thought it was just a remake of Paper Mario 64.
Which wasn't developed.
No, I don't know if that was ever actually... Because it was an original game when it was first revealed. But because Star Fox 64 and that were kind of we saw the list and they were right next to each other, so we were confused. But,
right. But I thought that there was, even if it was for the original DS, a version of the original Paper Mario in development for a Nintendo handheld. I thought I read that on maybe Wikipedia, which doesn't necessarily mean it's the most accurate, but I remember I read something about that somewhere a long time ago.
As far as I know, that's not a thing. There was that fake for a 3DS remake of Thousand Year Door the other year. That could be true, but that would probably be DS and before my time being way too involved in this.
Yeah. Also, the other thing I wanted to note was that Paper Mario is a much better selling franchise than I thought it was. For reference, Paper Mario Sticker Star sold 1.97 million worldwide as of March 31st, 2013, and Super Paper Mario worldwide sold 4.23 million, putting it comfortably in the upper echelon of Wii sales. Now, not double digits, but comfortably into it's maybe the 20th or 25th best-selling Wii game, which is something. People care about Paper Mario more than I thought, which makes me happy. But it's too bad that it's these two games that sold so well.
Well, did you see anything about Thousand Year Door or 64? Because
I'll look those up now too.
Okay.
Yeah,
and I wonder how it compares to Mario and Luigi. Because Mario and Luigi they've done a lot more with. But
yeah, I remember seeing a source from somebody who has this information that the Paper Mario series has done about 7.5 million worldwide. So based on those numbers, you kind of have to think that it took off with the Wii game, which would make sense. It was a launch era Wii game, and people were buying software at that point.
In the launch window.
Yeah. And then Sticker Star being the second was because it's, even if quality-wise it didn't really do that, although we gave it a 7.5 for some reason. Scott, I'm looking at you.
Scott was very lenient. Where are you, Scott?
So I could, given when it came out, it sort of started a resurgence of 3DS software in terms of doing well in the sales department. That could make sense.
Yeah. Thousand Year Door did about 2 million, it looks like, and I can't immediately find numbers for the original Paper Mario.
That'll be harder to find.
I'm guessing, my hypothesis at least, is that this series is nothing if not consistently pretty well-selling.
Yeah, at least for when it came out. Because, Thousand Year Door was, a fall release in 2004, when basically people were handing out GameCubes on the street.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And then Dream Team. I'm only gonna look up Dream Team, but I'm very interested to see at least how the most recent one sold. But yeah, I want a Paper Mario game that's just like the old Paper Mario games. Yeah. People responded to the negative reception of Super Paper Mario by making Sticker Star, which got an even worse reception. So while I was thinking about this earlier today, I thought to myself, hey, Intelligent Systems is probably aware now of what the not real, but like the more traditional Paper Mario fans actually want. It seems like they're probably
sleeping drug.
I'm going to defend Super Paper Mario to an extent, and there's someone in the chat that also echoes that. I don't think Super Paper Mario is terrible. I think that Thousand Year Door is way better. I think that Sticker Star is a horrible game. I think that Super Paper Mario is just like a game that a little bit long in the tooth. Like, there's a lot of good in that game, but it's a little too stretched out, which is a lot of those Mario RPGs.
Yeah. Most of them.
$2 million for Dream Team, by the way.
Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah. So it seems like this is a very consistent series. 4.13 million copies for Bowser's Inside Story.
Because that was the best.
Well, it's second.
No, Superstar
whatever.
Bowser's Inside Story all the way.
No. Superstar does not overstay its welcome by about 10 hours.
Neither does Bowser's Inside Story.
Bowser's Inside Stories is 20 hours. I don't think I can join you on that one.
I mean, Dream Team overstays. Dream Team, I think, was like 30.
35 is a fair estimation.
Those games should not be anywhere near that length.
I probably should look up on how long Paper Jam is, because if that's another 30-hour one, I should just return that game.
Yeah.
I wish I could be so lucky, but, well, Amazon hasn't shipped mine yet. They have it coming New Year's Eve.
Cool.
Okay.
That's what happened to my Lucas Amiibo, and then I bought one at GameStop. I'm going to cancel that Amazon order that hasn't shipped yet. Go on.
Well, now's as good a time as any to talk about this week's new releases. The first and probably most important of which is not Paper Mario, but Mario Luigi
Paper Jam,
which has a red case. It has a red.
Yeah, it's red if you can see.
It's almost the exact same cover as Dream Team,
except for it's just like, hey, there's that asshole.
Yeah. I watched the Giant Bomb quick look today. It didn't look very good based on that, but it could have just been a poor showing. It seems like the problem with this game is that it has a lot of not RPG stuff in it.
Great.
But like not necessarily in a fun way, but there's these weird fetch quests with these Paper Mario toads.
Awesome.
That are multiple. I recommend if anyone's skeptical about the game or if anyone is on the fence, watch the Giant Bomb quick look at least a little bit to get a feel for it, because it sort of rubbed me the wrong way, and I still actually intend to buy it. It's just I don't need that game right now. The backlog's still too big. I just beat Yoshi's Woolly World, and now it's like on to Until Dawn and Xenoblade Chronicles X and all this stuff. I don't need it. What about you guys?
I mean, I bought it, but I mostly got it because of the whole 20% off Amazon thing.
Yeah.
I kind of went hog wild with pre-ordering. Like I now have Pokken pre-ordered. I have Hyrule Warriors Legends, Fire Emblem, all pre-ordered off of that 20% off Amazon thing, and it got here release day. So, Donald, mine came in. But there's a reason why I haven't opened it yet. Part of that is because I'm in the process of reviewing Final Fantasy Explorers. But I accepted this, especially after talking to Don Koopman when he wrote the European review for NintendoReport.com back in December. I reviewed Dream Team and was very positive on it, but after Dream Team, I kind of had a bad taste in my mouth because it was just so long and so drawn out. And it just talked endlessly, and I didn't find any of the characters. Like, it was missing Fawful and Bowser. Basically, I mean, why Bowser's Inside Story and Superstar Saga are so good to me are because of Fawful and Bowser.
Fawful, yes.
Remove them, and it's just like, okay, yeah, these mechanics are cool, but I'm bored. But I'm hopeful in Paper Jam. I like the whole paper mixing with the Mario and Luigi world. I like the fact that there are 2 Bowsers, even if there might not be any Fawful.
And how about Zach? You probably don't even give a shit, do you?
Nope. I'll just play Superstar Saga again.
And
on the Wii U Virtual Console.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most recent. That's also what restored my faith in the Mario and Luigi series, is that I played Dream Team and was kind of
Original
sad on
game.
it, and then I played Superstar Saga. I think my review is in Nintendo Force magazine.
Oh,
Superstar Saga is so good.
it's fucking awesome.
Not as good as Bowser's Inside Story, but very good.
Better.
Here's the mechanical difference between Dream Team and Superstar Saga, without even talking about like the fact that Superstar Saga is clearly a much funnier game and stuff. Superstar Saga does the best job in the series of building a world for that RPG.
Yeah,
Like it feels like
it's the Bean Bean Kingdom.
awesome.
classic ass RPG world, like Super Nintendo era RPG. Dream Team spends 35 hours and it doesn't feel like a world at all. It feels like a weird collection of homogenous areas.
Same with
Like,
Bowser's
I
Inside
think
Story.
I played through. I mean, I Partners in Time. I don't remember a lot of because I got that around when it came out and played through it and was just very underwhelmed.
Yeah.
And that was 11 years ago or something like that.
I was pissed off that they got rid of the Bros attacks because
Yeah.
even though they were tough to pull off in Superstar Saga, they were so awesome and overpowered as shit.
Yeah. No, but Superstar Saga. Like I remember a lot of that world. Dream Team. I know that like there's a pillow that talks to you, and like I played through that game, and there were like the Macho Man characters on a mountain. Yeah, and then Bowser's Inside Story. You have the block that talks French, and then
Right.
Bowser and Fawful's back.
And Fawful's like pig, hippo, sidekick,
Yep.
enforcer.
Yeah, it's a
Nimbus?
Yeah.
Something?
Super Mario RPG is still the best Mario RPG.
It is.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
It's very dated. I recognize that. I don't. It's beautiful.
Okay, and then Donald, you're all in eventually. As soon as any of the 30 things you ordered show up to your house.
Yes. Well, Explorer shipped today, which I figured they were going to hold Paper Jam back and just do it one shipment, but no. So it looks like I have to spend part of my Sunday afternoon in a chat room with an Amazon representative figuring out what the hell's going on. So instead, my big purchase of the day was, oh my god, actual Mother 3 merchandise.
Oh, is
Yeah.
Yeah!
Oh, you got KK.
Oh, you
by
got
yourself?
KK.
Did you get it off Amazon?
I went on Amazon, bought the Japanese version for $15 because they're really no one cares about Animal Crossing but me, and it's the best thing for my wallet.
Yeah.
I
Actually, you know how I knew about that too is that I was friend of the site, friend of the show, Brondorf on Twitter. I was when I was out in Colorado, I was hanging out with him, and while I was with him, he got a delivery from Amazon in the mail, and it was that amiibo because he was in the same boat.
Yeah, it's because they put it in the shittiest 3-pack you
Yeah,
could
no, I
possibly imagine.
have those two fucking llamas, so I know the pain.
I love that you can get one of those llamas for $6 separate.
I got an amiibo too, but she's a little not safe for work.
Or school, or anywhere else you might get in trouble.
Right.
I got an amiibo too. It's Doc Brown from Lego Dimensions.
That's pretty sweet.
I mean, he's got the time traveling train. I need to open that one up.
Was that one of the ones that was on sale this week at Best Buy?
It just came out this week.
Ah.
It was another thing where, this whole like Amazon pre-orders going like 20% off. It's killing me because the only reason why I have that is because I was like, oh, it's 20% off. Yeah, I'll pre-order it.
Mm.
And I got home from Colorado and was just like, oh yeah, there's that thing I forgot I ordered a month ago.
I need to jump on that. In fact, I should do that right now. Get Ratchet and Clank pre-ordered.
Mm.
Yeah, because now that I guess that's kind of news that Amazon is basically doing like the Best Buy Gamers Club thing for like all pre-orders and games up to 2 weeks after release. You can get them for 20% off if you're a Prime member.
Yes, the only key difference is that Best Buy, if
You get the points.
you get the points, and if you buy a PS4 or Xbox One game, like a $60 game at launch for the $48, you also get a $10 gift card back.
Oh, okay, cool.
So there's still that benefit that makes me not feel bad
Yeah.
about dropping the 30 on it. But yeah, Amazon's going after those Best Buy bucks.
Yeah, I mean they've got me. They've got me.
Yeah. Okay.
Neil, as somebody who pre-orders frequently from Amazon with discounts, you will quickly get used to it, and you will stop pre-ordering stuff until you have the opportunity to do it with a discount. So I'm basically waiting right now for them to have a weekend where, hey, pre-order 2 games, get 30% off, and hey, here's Bravely Second.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we will get to that soon, but before we get to that, the other new releases this week. Zack and Wiki comes out on the Wii Virtual Console, Mario Advanced 4, Super Mario Bros. 3 with the e-reader levels.
Oh, I need to
comes out on the
download that.
Wii U.
I should
that,
download
too.
that before like the snow comes and cuts my internet. I don't know.
And that's like 20 or... it's a decent amount
30?
of levels, right?
38, I think. There's
Wow.
That's like
one
half
that
of
was-
Mario 3.
Yeah, there's like one that was exclusive to like a comic shop in Japan that's in it. Like it's everything you could possibly
Nice.
get with the e-readers, except for there were like bonus cards that you could play mid-level that are not available.
Hmm.
Where it'd
Those
be like
include,
you
like,
could
yeah. So
you could like give like make a 1-up a 3-up. Like that's not the end of the world. But I'm excited. I haven't gotten that yet, but I plan to.
Yeah,
Zack and Wiki. Oh, well, go on, Donald.
I was going to say, I got it right before the show, so when I'm done here, I'm going down and I'm playing some e-reader levels. It's
Yeah.
the second GBA game I bought on the Wii U.
I don't want to admit how many GBA games I've bought on the Wii U. I think I might be up to like 10.
Oh, damn.
I've gotten a lot.
I think I have
it is-
5 or 6.
I know I've got Advance Wars, I've got Golden Sun, I've got Fusion,
Yep. No, wait, I don't know if you...
Superstar Saga. I have Mario Party Advance.
You have all the Castlevanias?
I've got Aria of Sorrow. I still haven't
That's
played
a
it
good
yet.
one.
For me, that was, once again, it's whenever there's some kind of deal, it ruins me, because it was at the end of the Digital Deluxe program where I was like, oh, if I
Oh, yeah.
spend another $10, I'll get 5 back. Okay.
Yeah, and then the other thing that happened this week, there's the week 2 of Nintendo's weird wintry sale thing. Not nearly as good as last week's sale, unfortunately. Super Mario 3D World is $41.99. Game & Wario is $20.99. Rayman Legends is $27.99.
Jeez.
Freedom Planet is $10.49. Fine game.
That one I
to
might
play.
bite on. Yeah.
Yeah. Donkey Kong Country, the original, $5.59. Runner 2 is $4.99. That's actually a great deal.
Yeah.
If
I
you
get
get it for
the game at
free.
10.
Or, yeah. So, yeah, excellent game there. VS Excite Bike, $3.49 down from $4.99.
I picked that one up.
The 3DS stuff's a little more ridiculous. Sonic Generations, the 3DS version, $20.99, down from its regular price of $29.99. Meaning a week ago, in 2016, this game cost $29.99. Wow. Okay. Freaky Forms Deluxe, Your Creations Alive for $14.
I forgot that game existed.
That was a pretty fun game for like the first year of a console.
Yeah, yeah.
Tokitori 3D for $1.39 if you want to help them out.
That's
That is a ridiculous
Tokitori
price for that game.
Tokitori 3D is a really good game. I actually reviewed that.
You want to help those guys out?
It's a good game.
All right.
Why are we making fun of them?
Because whenever I see the words Tokitori, the first thing I think of is a development studio collapsing.
Right. Isn't that what happened?
with Tokitori 2. But they're making Rive. Rive looks pretty rad.
That's true. There's also the Etrian Odyssey Untold games on sale this week. I think, if I remember,
Odyssey Untold 2 is $40 on sale.
Game of the year.
Just give it a year, and it'll be down to 20. We know Atlas is planned by now. I think that Etrian Odyssey Untold 2 is one of the best games of 2015. But if you're waiting for a sale, this is not the sale for you.
No.
If
Buy the
you
Millennium Girl
buy it
and
at
warm up
50,
with that.
you ain't gonna buy it at 40. Just wait till it's 20.
Yep.
I've been waiting about 15 months for Persona Q to drop to $15, and it still hasn't done it yet.
I think that one's gonna be a little longer. I think what the cheapest that's been is maybe 25.
2025, yeah.
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 Like I think 15 for Persona Q. It might be a while.
Yeah.
I finally bought Rogue Legacy today because it was $5 on the
That's a
indie sale.
fantastic game.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, if you want a real crazy sale, PlayStation Network is doing a indie flash sale this week.
Hohokum is $3.
Ho
I
Hokum's
got your
$3.
stupid Dropkick game, Neil.
Oh, a dive kick?
Dive Kick's like
Kick.
$2.
Yeah,
think it's great.
Huh?
$1.25 for dive kick. That
Just
should.
okay. Here's the plan. If you're in the Northeast, you're going to be snowed in. Get all the drugs, get Hohokam, get Dive Kick, you're going to have yourself a night. Okay?
What about Starwall?
I need,
Starwall.
throw in Starwall. Starwall's probably in that sale. I haven't even looked at it. It probably is.
It's actually
It was about
enormous sale.
130 games on sale, so
Like you'll see things you never thought were possible. If you follow, please don't follow that strategy. I don't recommend it.
Steins Gate is $16 this week, though. That's the one I'm excited about. I don't know if I'm actually going to do it, but it's one of those sales that I looked at and I got excited, and that was enough for me.
What is Steins Gate? I keep hearing about Steins Gate.
That's the next surprisingly good Vita visual novel. Is that
Oh, it's a
roughly
visual
accurate,
novel.
Donald?
Okay.
yeah, it was one of my favorite games last year. Even though there's not much action, it's a really good story. Although it kind of helps that the anime is on Netflix, at least in most areas. So that might be worth looking into as well.
Cool. All right, moving on to news. Let's drill right through this because there's quite a lot. Amiibo news. Third wave of Animal Crossing Amiibo is happening on March 18th. Rover, Cap, and Timmy and Tommy. Timmy
Thank God.
one Amiibo.
I've been waiting so long.
An alternative Isabelle and a standalone Digby. Pokemon Amiibo are being restocked. Charizard, Lucario, Jigglypuff, Greninja specifically.
I need me those Pokemon Amiibo that I don't have. I need them.
Mario and Sonic Amiibo. The Mario and the Sonic Amiibo specifically coming to Mario and Sonic at Rio. That's going to have some power function. I'm just mentioning it because it's something that happened. Wolflink, that's the only it doesn't deserve to get mentioned. I apologize for wasting everyone's time.
Use the Amiibo, then your player can be doped once per day.
Oh my God!
That's
Like, there's a direction that they could go with that game that would be amazing. That is not the direction that they're ever going to go in.
The last Mario and Sonic 3DS game wasn't that awful. It was the first game I ever reviewed for this website. So.
I think there might have
I don't
been
play that
another
shit.
Mario and Sonic 3DS game since then, and it made so much of an impact that we don't remember it.
So there was one in between London 2012 and Rio 2016 that I just don't think.
Well, no, there
exists.
was a for the winter in 2014.
Oh shit! Yeah, that probably exists too.
Although there might have been, I know there was a Wii U version. There might not have been a 3DS version, but
No, there was a 3DS version.
okay.
That one dropped in price even harder than the Wii U one did.
That one's coming out. That game's coming out March 18th. Mario and Sonic on Wii U is coming out eventually, maybe, probably.
August, I think, for that one, just because they want to actually have a game at the Olympics.
Okay. Wolflink Amiibo unlocks challenges in Twilight Princess HD. It's not a new dungeon, it's like challenges, and it also unlocks weapons for Midna and Hyrule Warriors Legends. Star Fox Zero will have Amiibo support. Now, here's the first thing I want to talk about this entire thing. The third wave of Animal Crossing Amiibo, the fact that they have committed so many resources to Animal Crossing Amiibo for two games that were commercial disappointments, bordering on commercial failures. Does that say more about the power of these Amiibo, or what
It
game
says
is
more about
trying to play here?
It says more about the Animal Crossing franchise in America.
I wonder how good these Amiibo could actually be doing, because if the games really sold as poorly as NeoGAF said they did,
They've sold poorly.
Period.
I question, because it seems like they put more effort behind these Amiibo than they did for the Mario Party ones.
Well, if you look at how much,
I don't think that's
you
true.
can get. I've been very tempted to get a Tom Nook. Well, I think if I wait another week or two, I can just get a Tom Nook for free. Because I think it's down to $4 or $5 now. You can get one off of Amazon, which is even if that dude did nothing in any video game, $5 for a nice looking Tom Nook figure is a pretty good deal.
He's the antagonist of that series.
I'll put him right next to Ganondorf and Bowser. It'll be great. But I mean, they're not those Amiibo aren't doing well. I think the cards in Japan did phenomenal. I think in America, I know there was a first run that sold out, but I don't know how much of this Amiibo shortage or how much of the Amiibo overstock that we're seeing now, how much of that has to do with they finally figured out the supply chain, or like
No, they're not selling. That's
that
what
they're
it
not
is.
selling. Yeah.
Though the same 3-packs, I think, have been on the shelves at the Walmart near my place since launch. So these things are tanking harder than the 76ers.
Are the Sabres tanking again in the NHL? I haven't been keeping up that much.
No, every Canadian team is this year.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Edmonton just does it every year, but...
And there's our sports talk for this week.
Yeah.
Now that that's over, let's move back into the video games, guys.
Go, Pat, go.
Not right now, Zach.
The interesting thing about these amiibo are that it's probably the best build quality, maybe out of any amiibo that exists so far. The painting on the Tom Nook is like actually excellent, and like the texture on his clothes, like
these
are great amiibo.
The KK Slider is probably my favorite amiibo, like technically.
Yes, the Shovel Knight one's really good too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have my Animal Crossing ones over there. I can look at them, but I can't hold them. But like, yeah, the Shovel Knight one, and I think the Lucas one's very nice too. Like, I think a lot of the ones after
Lucas one's nice because there's nothing to it.
Look at him. He's so happy.
Yay!
When can we play you? When can we play you? I want to play your game.
Okay, all I ask is that everybody go out and buy a Lucas amiibo, because maybe that'll get Nintendo off their butt to release Mother 3 in the rest of the world.
Yep.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is, does this say something about the popularity of the character, since there's nothing wrong with the amiibo? Does this just mean that Isabelle is the only Animal Crossing character that anyone in America cares about now? Because I always thought people cared about more of them.
Do people care about Isabelle?
I don't care about Isabelle. She's annoying.
Isabelle's the most popular Animal Crossing character by far.
But she's been pushed down everybody's throats since New Leaf came out.
True.
Yeah. I think this is more that, I mean, because Animal Crossing, like there's no denying New Leaf sold well in America and Europe. I think that has more to do with that Animal Crossing New Leaf is a very good game, and less to do with people love the Animal Crossing franchise. Right. And I think that with Happy Home Designer, which I think wound up not selling terribly, it didn't light the doors down, break the doors down in sales in North America, but I think it did okay. And Amiibo Festival tanked. I think what might have become known is that the Animal Crossing characters and franchise mean very little to people outside of Japan.
Yes.
Yeah. KK Slider, I always imagined he was an extremely important character, at least by Nintendo standards, inside Japan.
Yeah.
Well, it would have been in Mario Kart if that were true.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, but even still, I'm not sure how the physical amiibo are doing. Like I said, I know the cards are doing really well in Japan, or they were. But I think that Animal Crossing is just the characters have way more resonance in Japan.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing New Leaf did super well there. They couldn't print enough carts to meet demand when that game came out.
Wow.
That was a huge success, and I think it just in Japan, Animal Crossing is a big deal. And I think it's kind of that typical example of Nintendo knowing what Japan wants, but being blind to what the rest of the world wants, and thinking that the rest of the world wants what Japan wants. Which sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it didn't.
Yeah, I think the description I'm most often seeing for how the Animal Crossing amiibo are selling is tire fire. At least around here.
I bet they're going to try again. Whenever they put out the real Animal Crossing game, I think they're going to try again. Or at least that's the hope. Because these are branded as just Animal Crossing amiibo. They're not branded as Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer or Amiibo Festival amiibo.
Oh God! Imagine if they were.
Said no one likes Lottie, and I agree. No one likes Lottie.
Yeah, it's almost like a running thing. This show, probably the last 3 episodes, there's been one reference to how many Lotties are on a given Best Buy show.
Yeah, I think last week I mentioned there was that deal where Best Buy, if you bought a Lottie, they would give you a regular priced amiibo, and multiple people have reported they're getting Lottie, but not the other amiibo they selected. So you kind of have to wonder, are they screwing with people just to get rid of that Lottie stock? Because sure seems like it.
All right, let's talk about something that's not Animal Crossing.
Yes, moving on to the second big chunk of stories this week. There was a 3DS RPG showcase in San Francisco this past week. And there was a bunch of news kind of announced. Final Fantasy Explorers launching a week from today. No, that was the Donald's news story. It's launching on the 26th, which is only in a few days.
Yeah.
Includes all the DLC from the Japanese version of the base game. Neil, very quickly, tell me what you think of this game so far.
It's not as Monster Hunter-y as I thought. Though there's a hub town that's super, super Monster Hunter-y. I would say its closer analog might be like the like Phantasy Star Online, like Phantasy Star Zero, and the Crystal Chronicles games. Like those would be more of the analog to that. So far, I'm I think 6 or 7 hours in, and as far as at least I'm still getting tutorials every so often, even though I'm 6 or 7 hours in. But it's because it keeps on layering mechanics that make the game more interesting. So, at where I am now, there seems to be kind of a problem in the economy of the game because you get gil, you get gold, and then you get crystal points, and those both are used to do different things. But you need to use the money to go and do quests. So there have been a lot of instances where I'm I just forged some weapons, upgraded some stuff, you have monsters that you can take out with you because it's a multiplayer game. And when you don't have people to play with, you can get some monsters to come with you, so that's cool, but that costs more money. So I'd be like, all right, let's do the next quest. Oh, I need to go farm, just go kill random enemies and get some gold so that way I can do the next quest. And I'm getting really frustrated by that because it feels like I want to go forward in the quests, in the story and everything, even though there's not much of a story. But I keep on getting stonewalled by oh, you ran out of money because you foolishly wanted to get some new gear. So now you have to just go and mindlessly fight enemies, and the combat is very much like you have an attack button, but more often than not you have abilities that if you hold the L button and then press a face button, then you do an ability, or if you hold the R button and you can do an ability. And then there's a lot more to it that I'll kind of stop before I get too nitty gritty into it. I'm enjoying it. It's kind of not what I expected, but I would say I'm not disappointed. It's Final Fantasy fan service in
maybe they'll patch in Cloud Amiibo support.
Maybe. I know, and I haven't gotten to any. I can unlock Sephiroth's clothes, but I haven't gotten to any of the stuff yet. Where because there's I think you can do a trance thing where then you play as different Final Fantasy characters, and you can beat Cloud and do Omni Slash.
Nice.
So I'm excited to get to that because then that's more fan service, and that's kind of why I like Final Fantasy games.
Yeah. It's too bad this game's about 1.5 years old in Japan because I would really love for Lightning's Attack to whack the enemies with a Louis Vuitton purse.
That would be pretty great. And I would like to say, exclusive for people listening to this right now, I'm waiting for a response from Square Enix about the Final Fantasy I 3D version that came out alongside the Japanese release. That I think if you bought the game, you would get it's a 3D remake or a 2D version of Final Fantasy 1, but with 3D.
A 3D Classics version.
Yeah, 3D Classics version of Final Fantasy that came out alongside Explorers in Japan. I'm waiting for a comment back on that. I have a feeling it'll be no. Maybe I'll be surprised.
Okay, there you have it. Okay, Project X Zone 2 showed off the Star of Shenmue, Dragon Quest 7 and 8. Dragon Quest 7 is coming out summer 2016. 8 is coming out later in 2016. That's pretty exciting, but then again, it's nothing too new. It's roughly what we expected that to be.
We have to mention how excited I am to hate Project Cross Zone 2.
Oh God,
I'm gonna hate it so much by the end of that game.
All right. Calm down, Zach.
Yay, Dragon Quest games.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest 8 is freaking amazing, and everyone should play it. And I'm so excited that there's all this new content.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm angry it's not in 3D because that game would look phenomenal in 3D.
I mean, I don't care. New Dragon Quest game comes out, I will buy you. I will hopefully play you. I still haven't played 6. So maybe I won't play you, but I'll buy you. So yeah, I'm excited to waste my summer playing Dragon Quest 7, and then I don't know, probably waste the next summer playing Dragon Quest 8 because I probably won't get to it in the fall.
This is gonna be a fucked up year for RPGs, isn't it?
I'm getting ready for like a nuclear winter where I just play RPGs and that's it.
Although
And
you
like,
guys,
occasionally a Zelda game.
there was a while back where I said that, I forget what game I was talking about, it might have been Senran 2, where I said that I'll bet the game looks fantastic on whatever software they built it on, but on the 3DS's screen, it looks a little lacking.
Mm.
Do you guys have any games that kind of bring that to mind? Like you can tell the game looks fantastic, but the screen, the resolution, whatever it is holding it back?
Anything on the regular 3DS XL that was designed before the release of the original 3DS XL will have that effect.
I think you said Conception 2, Donald.
Yeah, that game looks way better on the Vita, even though it's pretty much using the same graphics.
So I feel like
Honestly,
Dragon Quest VIII is going to suffer from that problem a little bit.
Maybe. Okay, cool. Bravely Second on April 15th. Nintendo has confirmed the DLC plans for Fire Emblem Fates, and there's also going to be a new 3DS XL bundle of Fire Emblem Fates. The 3DS XL, the Season Pass is going to be available on day one. It gives 11 new maps at a price of $18, with a map coming out weekly, which is relatively similar to the way Awakening did it way back when. The DLC version of the other version of the game you don't buy, basically. You buy a version of the game, Conquest or Birthright, you can get the other one as DLC, whatever. You can get the other one for $20, and then the third DLC exclusive version of this game is also $20, launches on March 10th.
But if you've got the limited edition, you'll get all three of those scenarios on one cart on day one.
So you actually get the third version on day one.
Right.
Yeah, the special edition. But then for everybody else, they have to wait until March.
I've been waiting for Best Buy to get those back in stock.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those things where like I'm going around on launch day being like, is there any? Can I get this? I don't know. That was me with the Xenoblade Chronicles X thing until I finally gave up and just bought the game, and then like the next day it went back up on Amazon. But I wanted to get the game then, so
yeah.
Like it was more like if I can find the special edition in stores on launch day, I'll buy it. I'm not really too like, I can order it and I'll get it next week. Like, no, I wanted to get the game.
Yeah. Yes. And there is something cool, though, about the idea of forcing yourself to be committed to either Birthright or Conquest at launch and having to make that decision. There's something that excites me about only getting the access to Conquest on day one. It sounds a little arbitrary, but it makes me feel like I belong as part of a greater circle.
I mean, let's put it this way: like, I ain't getting to Conquest until March, most likely.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm probably going to be playing Birthright and oh god, let's see, Birthright. Wait.
Birthright and Conquest are the two launch ones. Revelations is the third version.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to get to Revelations until March anyway. So.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Now, speaking of Fire Emblem, our final story of the day. Now, because we're all exhausted, we will hopefully get through this one in a matter of 5 minutes or less.
Good luck.
Yeah. You know, it's whatever. We'll figure it out. So, Nintendo of America revealed that a controversial support conversation in the upcoming Fire Emblem Fates will not be present in North America. Basically, something that was present in the Japanese version no longer exists in the North American version. Donald, do you want me to read your story, or do you want to explain it? Because those are our two options right now.
I'll try to summarize this as quickly as I can, because Curtis Bonds actually wrote this story for us. Basically, in the original Japanese version, there is a support sequence where the final conversation before marriage involves your main character taking a female character who faints at the sight of cute girls and having this affect her performance in battle. Your character slips her a medication or drug that makes it so she has a shallow Hal situation based on gender. She'll see guys as girls and vice versa.
I love how we're referring to this as a Shallow Hal situation.
I know, I would not have thought
Like
about
that's
that.
the easiest through line. And like you said, I was like, oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah,
From a terrible Farley Brothers movie from like 1999.
yeah. So the female character Soleil is her name. She sees your character as female and then falls in love with them, and that leads to the marriage conversation. It's not. I think the biggest issue here, because there's a lot of confusion about what this is, especially since we're basically going off of a translation with trying to explain this scene, but it has the appearance of either date rape or basically the term is conversion therapy, which is illegal in some jurisdictions, most notably California and New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That where you know?
Yeah. So Treehouse, since they're localizing that, they are going to be altering that scene to some extent. What we don't know, and we're probably not going to find out until the game comes out.
Yeah. I appreciate the way you talked about this specifically, Donald, because you were very measured in your approach to this and saying. And not saying basically, no, this is crazy Japanese and their gay conversions theory. Like, it's the appearance of this that is the most important and the most understandable for why they took this away. Because I always try to be skeptical about anything that anyone says about anything related to politics and video games, just because it's all gotten so fucking confusing. So when it comes to this game specifically, when I read it the way basically you just said it, I thought to myself, okay, is this a gay thing, or is this like a kawaii culture thing? And I got confused, but then I realized, regardless of that, the fact that it gives off this appearance and that it could incite a lot of maybe well-earned but also very rough criticism that Nintendo of America does not want if this conversation makes it west. From a business perspective, they did the smartest thing they could do.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like this is like, oh, we changed the final and we changed the ending. It's like, no, we changed this like minor side part of the game for the reasons that you described. That like it's not that it's something that's terrible. It's just something that gives off a bad appearance. And I don't know. I don't see that big of a deal with it because I don't think it's really. I think if that conversation wasn't out there already, because I think that there were a bunch of news stories on this back when Fates came out in Japan. I think that people wouldn't have any idea that it wasn't there if it weren't for the fact that there were people playing the Japanese version being like, hey, this is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, in Japanese culture, females having. There's the term schoolgirl lesbian in Japan exists for very good reasons because it is a very common media trope there. They don't really have the same level of belief in homosexuality as a core tenet of a person's personality for their whole life. So I see why that is in there in Japan because that makes sense there. That was never going to fly in North America or Europe.
Yeah.
So that's why they have to change it. And there is a precedent for them changing characterization in that fashion, even as far back as Awakening, where there's a character in that game, in the Japanese version, he's very serious, he's a Blood Knight. At least in the North American version, 8.4, who localized that game, they basically made him the most cheerful mass murderer in history, where one of his battle quotes is, "You're gonna die!"
Yeah.
So he's their Nathan Drake.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and before, no one really is gonna respond to the show thinking this, but this is not an issue of politics at all. From Nintendo's perspective, it's not an issue of politics. It can become an issue of politics and social issues from the people responding to it. But this was not even remotely, I guarantee, a political or social decision on Nintendo's part and does not reflect on how they feel about anything. This is just Nintendo is a company before it cares about you. And as a company, Nintendo's looked at the culture of Western society in general, and they said, this isn't a big part of the game. It is way smarter for us to just take this out and not have to worry about it down the line, or have a much smaller headache down the line, than to leave it in and see if people don't notice. Like,
I mean, this is why we're not getting Dead or Alive Extreme 3.
it's whatever. Whatever.
Zach, we're not getting Dead or Alive Extreme 3 because those games sell like crap.
I know.
But either way, Nintendo's doing this because they're smart, not because they care of their sensors or they don't give a shit about like anything as a company really. They care about their back end the most.
Yeah.
So that's what's worth noting.
Yeah, but they issued a statement about a day after this story went up on NWR, and God, it blew up, basically saying, yes, we've got the same-sex marriage options in this game. So clearly they've got some understanding that the culture in the West is now more accepting of this, especially since this came out in Japan a couple of days before the United States legalized same-sex marriage nationwide, and they said, yes, we're gonna keep this in the North American version regardless.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they said before that Tomodachi Life 2, if that ever exists, will have same-sex options.
Or at least they'll reevaluate it.
It did exist. It was called Tomodachi Life, because that was the second one in that series.
Oh. Well then.
Yeah.
What was the first one?
No, it was Japan only. It was a DS game.
Yeah. When in doubt...
By the way, I saw on Twitter, Etrian Odyssey 2 Untold is $29.99 on Amazon. So
Get it there.
I think that's the better place to get it than the eShop.
And I believe that if you get it on Amazon, it's going to come with all the special edition crap
I can see.
that you probably don't need. CD.
Oh, it's apparently also $29.99 at Best Buy as well.
And you can Gamers Club Unlocked it to get it down to what, $23.99?
Yeah.
All right, that's our show for this week. It's gone on long enough.
Buy Etrian Odyssey 2. It's really good.
Yes.
Okay. You can find all these people on Twitter. Neil's on Twitter at Enron10, NRON, the number 10. Zach Miller, ZMILLER 1908.
Nope.
On Twitter. No, is 1902?
Yep.
Okay. ZMiller 1902 1902. Donald Terrio is going to be found on Twitter at DonaldMick, DonaldMick, and also NFR Podcast. You can hear him also on Nintendo Free Radio. And then I'm on Twitter at Kulafia, CULAFIA. That's our show for this week. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.